What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. With the spring weather in full effect at this point in most places, I felt it was a good time to bring you kind of an ultimate all-budget spring list where we've got designers, we've got some affordable Middle Eastern stuff, and we've got some niche stuff ranging from affordable to mid-tier as far as price point. So there's going to be something for everybody. High-level versatility, really shine in the milder to warm weather, both daytime and nighttime. A lot of greener stuff, woody aromatics and such. That are just some great everyday wears. So let's dive into these 10, shall we? Stay tuned. Starting off with some fresh, spicy greens, a bit of soapy iris, nice and clean, soft woods. We're talking about Givenchy Gentleman Eau de Toilette Intense. We'll get this to focus real quick. It just loves those brick by brick fours. That's what messes up the focus now in the background. What a beautiful daily wear fragrance for somebody that likes a clean, soapy iris that's not some mega powder bomb, not the cosmetic, waxy lipstick type of stuff, which I quite enjoy, but not everybody does. Here you get a little hint of that, but it's just as soapy. And again, you have these green elements like basil. I believe there's some cypress in here as well. They give it that fresh green aspect with a little touch of spice. I don't find it super spicy. It's the green elements that kind of bring it to the forefront. A little touch of sweet from some coumarin, tonka bean. Just a great everyday wear. This is easygoing, above average longevity, not an obnoxiously loud fragrance, but a present fragrance. This one dresses up and it dresses down, and you can find this one in the affordable price bracket, somewhere in that $60 to $70 range from most discounters online, like linked down below. Again, I'll try to have everything linked down below if you want to check any of these out. Of course, you don't have to buy anything to watch these videos, but I know some people ask in the comments. Not everybody knows to check down below, but a great everyday, pretty affordable designer option with some real depth and character. Gentleman EDT Intense. Another very affordable citrus green, musky, floral fragrance. There's a lot going on here. Old school style, good quality, just fresh citrus green. Like I said, soapy neroli. It is from Jacques Fath. This is called Green Water. For a niche fragrance, this can be found for a really good price. Let me block the Nigel Sylvester's. That's the key every time. Block the brick by brick fours. You can find 50 mLs like this anywhere from $40 to $70. Even 100 mLs in that $70 range from discounters online. Depends on where you find it, but going rate, especially with the quality and the versatility, man, this is really hard to beat. Some really good lemon, citrus, minty greens, fresh grassy green tarragon note in here. I love when that's in a fresh fragrance. Really gives it that grassy green element. Kind of like a fresh spring day after doing some yard work. That may not sound attractive, but that particular green grass smell, you find that with some citruses, like I said, a little bit of white floral from some neroli adds a soapy element to it. Some clove gives it a little hint of spice without just being overdone, because I know clove can be a bit much for some. Man, what a great fragrance. Average performer, nothing crazy here, around 6 or 7 hours in longevity. But on a warm spring day, this screams springtime. It's fresh, it's a little watery, not quite aquatic, more ozonic and bright than anything else. Signature scent stuff that you can wear every day in the springtime is Jacques Fath Green Water. Quintessential, soapy, clean, fresh, the most inoffensive men's fragrance ever created, in my opinion. I think it's the most office safe of all time. When in doubt, wear Versace Pour Homme, also known as Versace Signature. This is so good. It is timeless. It never gets old. It's very affordable. It's surprising in longevity, I find. I've always gotten about 6 to 8 hours in longevity out of this fragrance. Some say they get less. I think it's more nose fatigue, more so than some crazy battery formulation. Everybody goes to they watered it down so quick. They're just quick to blame the fragrance instead of the big variable being the human body and the sense of smell and skin chemistry and all the things that make us the most varied thing on the planet and most adaptable as well is the human body. But this is so good. Citruses, white floral, creamy, fresh, very musky. Super clean, though. So clean and inoffensive. You can wear this legitimately for everything. God, it's stronger than it gets credit for. Juicy, juicy citrus, creamy white floral. Not a flowery type. It's more that soapy neroli, but there's a little bit of creaminess here. Musky. There's aromatics like sage that brighten this fragrance up, really uplifting. Just beautiful, clean fragrance. That's the best way to describe this one. It always works year round, but especially in seasons like spring. Versace Pour Homme. Now this pick may surprise you from Armaf. There's so much mint. It straight up smells like peppermint candy. It freshens up Le Male Elixir's DNA to the point of where I think it's an ideal spring daytime fragrance. It is the newer in the line, Club de Nuit Lionheart Man. This is so good. I prefer the twist on this to the original Le Male Elixir. It still has that honey tonka bean sweetness, a little touch of the earthiness, like all the elements are there. But the mint here is cranked up, the most out of everything I've smelled. Hawass Elixir, it's got more minty green than the original, but not as much as this one. Viralis from Paris Corner doesn't even come close. I don't even smell mint in that one. This just, it really freshens this fragrance up. There it is, loads of peppermint candy. Like that's just refreshing, the breath refreshing type of peppermint. That, now in a fragrance. I mean, it's not the first time to get a peppermint note in a fragrance, but it really accentuates this DNA so well to a point that I never would have thought cranking up some mint would make it to where I actually prefer it to the original that it's inspired by. And I say more inspired by than clone because it's so much peppermint that it's not as much Le Male Elixir as you may think. It's clearly going a Le Male Elixir, but great performer too. This is 8+ hours in longevity. It's a pretty bright, loud fragrance, but it doesn't wear heavy. That mintiness really freshens things up, and it's an invigorating smell overall. Just, you'd be surprised. This works really well in that milder 70-degree weather. Club de Nuit Lionheart Man from Armaf. Why this gets forgotten is beyond me, because I still think this is the best Ralph's Club. Ralph's Club Parfum. So the Vetiver here gives a little bit of this smoky accord that I don't get in the others. It's a fruity aromatic, a little bit of apple, a lot of vetiver, touch of patchouli, loads of lavender and sage. This takes everything that's good and super easy and versatile, woody aromatic DNA of the original and adds depth. Warms it up, makes it a little bit denser, but doesn't lose any versatility. It's pretty loud for about an hour, then it gets closer to the skin, but it's got really good longevity. It's one of those less is more fragrances for somebody that doesn't want a crazy loud fragrance, but high level versatility. The ooh, you smell good moments will happen on occasion. It's just not, punching somebody in the nose. Most people don't want your fragrance to attack them. Contrary to this internet community's belief, most people don't want to smell somebody that's got 20 sprays of a fragrance on. Most don't. Regardless of what your delusion wants to tell you, most people don't want that around them. Some do. Some are like, oh, you smell so good, I just want to stand by you all day. You'll get that too. I get it. But this is for those that want a more introverted fragrance that's not just screaming and announcing your presence. It's to be discovered, something like this. Highly versatile, great for the springtime, great for the fall time as well. Day and night, work settings, casual. I think you can just pull this off for anything and everything. It's still my favorite version of Ralph's Club, and they have a beautiful, classy iris fragrance in Ralph's Club Elixir, but I prefer this because of its level of versatility. What a great fragrance that for some reason gets forgotten. It's Ralph's Club Parfum. Now this one is a few phases to it. It's very fresh green, a little earthy, but freshwater aquatic. It's citrusy. It's a bit spicy. It's very woodsy. Kajal Masa. What a great, the green bottle's fitting. It's a very clean green. It's got patchouli, petitgrain, and some other green notes. Get that fresh green element. Super woodsy, ginger spiced with citruses, and just it's just a beautiful, well-rounded fragrance. They put out such like over-the-top wow factor fragrances. Your Kajal Icon, Lamar Noir is amazing. Lamar, incredible. People love Kajal Ferris because it's kind of like fresh-cut lavender, niche Sauvage-like profile. It's super easy to like. The Kajal Hommes, Homme 3, beautiful lemonade citrus. Like, there's some really good fragrances that the versatility of this gets overshadowed because it's not that it's basic. It's actually a pretty deep layered fragrance for as versatile as it is. It's because it's not, oh my God, the tropical fruits. Oh, smell the smoothness of that oud. It's none of those elements. It's straightforward. It's to the point. It literally works for everything. It smells like garners respect. It's that type of profile where it's not overly assertive. It doesn't command the room, but it's always in the forefront. If that makes any sense. Like, it doesn't command the room. It's not going to overwhelm the situation unless you spray it too heavy. But it's always present. This is a beautiful fragrance. I still say it's one of their best because it's just so freaking versatile. And I believe springtime to be ideal because it is a denser fragrance, but it still has a lot of freshness to offer at the same time. Phenomenal performer, extremely high quality ingredients, because Kajal only does great, great stuff. Again, that's Kajal Masa with the jewels on top. Look at that. Next, we've got an affordable option for Paris Corner that I've been quite enjoying and going back to. This kind of falls in between Renaissance meets Torino 21. It is Voux Zingy. It's supposed to be Torino 21, but the basil here doesn't give that fresh, spicy green element. It's got closer to a minty green smell, which surprises me, which is why I relate it more to Renaissance. Very, very soapy lavender, though. Super soapy citrus green fragrance. Everyday fresh wear. Very much has a lot of springtime elements with the greens, that soapy lavender aromatic. Aromatics work really well in the springtime. They just they're uplifting. And this is definitely that. It's very affordable. Voux Zest is really good also. It's like Zaharoff Lyra. Voux Elegante is supposed to be a really good kind of twist and inspiration on Naxos. So this line's basically, inspired by Zaharoff, but this one in particular, while it's supposed to be Torino 21, I also relate it kind of falling in between Renaissance, which it makes it that much better and less redundant to having either of the originals, in my personal opinion. This is a great option. Above average performance on this one in longevity, just slightly, not over the top loud. It's like 6 to 7 hours in longevity, but good stuff. Paris Corner, Voux Zingy. Recent pickup, springtime in a bottle. Paid $68 for this 100 ml. It's a 2024 release. It is Juliette Has a Gun X Vetiver. It's, as the bottle and the name would indicate, it's a fresh green citrus musk. It's lemon and bergamot. It's got kind of that Sprite feel from Byredo's Bal de Freak with some of the fresher green elements of and musk of original vetiver, but the vetiver here doesn't have that earthy, elegant tone as it dries like Creed original vetiver. This stays fresh and woody. This is so easy to wear. It's a clean musk. There's a bit of ambroxan that kind of lifts the profile without it just smelling like some shower gel ambroxan fragrance. It's not overwhelmed with ambroxan. I know some people don't like that. It's just the right amount. A nice little touch of it to just lift the other notes and be a supportive player. I love this fragrance. I'm so glad I picked it up on a whim. It just looked like an easygoing fragrance for spring, and I was right. It's so good. A lot of bergamot here. More so, it doesn't quite give the Sprite feel, but a little bit. This is more bergamot than it is lemon, and it's got kind of that over-the-top juicy, rindy citrus from the bergamot. Above average performance, 6 to 8 hours in longevity. Not a super loud fragrance, but it could be a little nose fatigue from that ambroxan. But this, everyday signature scent, especially during the springtime weather. Oh man, this is just built for it. It looks like it, it sounds like it smells like it performs like it, because this is a springtime fragrance in a bottle. I stand by that statement. It's Juliette Has a Gun X Vetiver. What I deem to be the best spot to start in the signature Pour Homme collection of fragrances from Zaharoff, this is Royale X. So Royale X is a high concentration parfum that has the sillage of such. This stuff lingers, this stuff trails. I've gotten compliments in the soda aisle at Walmart, randomly stopped, looked at my wife. I apologize. I hope this doesn't upset you, but I have to say, your husband just smells so good. I'll never forget that. That was hilarious. That was one of the first times I wore this out in public. This is a clean musk, citrus, woody fragrance. Spiced fougere elements to this, some greenery, a bit of pimento. Man, this is so good, but it's based around musk and woods, more of a sandalwood, clean musk fragrance. High level versatility. I think it's the most well-rounded, safest versatile fragrance available from Zaharoff of the signature Pour Homme DNA, because this is a signature Pour Homme flanker. This is so freaking good. Great longevity and sillage. Projection is what you want it to be when you dial the sprays up. Less is more for this one because it's got such a dense trail. I think a 3 to 5 spray element, maybe 7 at the most, is a sweet spot for this with me. I typically do 5 to 7. Some gonna do 10. Okay, do your thing, but I don't think you need it with this one because of that oil concentration and the ingredients in it. It just really kind of engulfs the airspace around you. It lingers. It hangs out as you're walking by. It's a long-lasting trail. This stuff will grab some attention, but it's an interesting fragrance that's not a challenging fragrance. So definitely worth a sample, if nothing else. Great for the springtime, too. Not too heavy, not too fresh. Zaharoff Signature Royale X. Last but not least, we talked about Hermes Vives not that long ago for spring, but what about H24 Eau de Toilette? What about the original fragrance? Yeah, it's still that good. I still think it's one of the best designers for spring ever. They don't list citrus, but it smells like the citrus peel of a bergamot. It's a little metallic and floral. It's just got this fresh springtime feel to it. It's so good. It's a synthetic smell. It does not smell natural in any way, shape, or form, but it works. This is the kind of stuff, God, it's so good. That narcissus, and it's very metallic. It's strange. What an oddball fragrance. Every fragrance in the line since of this DNA is amazing too, because I trust in Hermes. They've garnered my trust and my respect because they like to kind of carve their own path with fragrance. They don't just follow trends, and I like that. I like that. We have so many brands piggybacking off of one another and releasing this trend around the same time over the span of 2 to 3 years. They all have their elixir, they all have their intense, they all have their parfum, and so on. They're putting out stuff like this, or their newest Terre Hermes fragrance, Eau de Parfum Intense. It's got freaking lava rocks, a lava rocks accord with coffee and licorice. It's amazing. Not everybody agrees, but I think it's amazing because they step outside the box. Same with the first time I smelled this. This is amazing, and I figured it would be polarizing as well. Above average longevity, really bright for the first hour to hour and a half. Sillage is nothing crazy, light whiffs throughout the lifespan, but man, quintessential spring. Just like Hermes Vives, just like the Eau de Parfum, this line is fantastic, and without this one, we don't have the other ones. It's great for spring. It's Hermes H24 Eau de Toilette. Well, that's the 10 that I have for you today. They'll be linked down below through YouTube's shopping network, as well as in the video description. There will be links next to the names. If you want to check any of these out, I would encourage doing so, sampling and so on. If you want to roll the dice and buy, they are available. Some are affiliate links. I do earn a small commission if you happen to make a purchase. But as usual, you don't have to buy nothing to watch my videos. Don't feel any pressure whatsoever. I'm just glad you watched the video. They're just there for your convenience. If you want to do some shopping, I know how it is. I do it all the time myself. So once again, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe if you leave. We'll see you on the next one.